Hey everybody, welcome back to ogresspeedshop. So we're gonna get into a little weekday side project here. We're gonna get into some work on the rear suspension on the Mustang here. So I noticed the other day, and I'll show you here in a minute, the end links for the sway bar are clunking, and also shocks have been worn out. So I got new bushings, new end links, and new shocks to go on the back of this thing. So let's go ahead and get into it. So first thing, as usual, we got to get the truck, get the Mustang up off the ground so we can get up underneath the rear end. All right, so here's the things we're going to be working on: replacing these shocks, and the sway bar end links, and sway bar bushings on the end here. So, not too bad. Probably the hardest thing is going to be getting the end links over the bar. We're just going to grease it up and get it in there. I'll show you here in a second why we need to replace those. All right, so here's the reason why we're replacing these things. You ready? Listen to this. That sounds exactly like the clunk we keep hearing when we're driving. We already replaced the front suspension, the end links, and shocks and struts up there. Springs and the struts and springs, coilovers. So I think this will take care of this problem here. Yep, they're both that bad. So between that and the shocks, because the shocks are just soft, it floats down the road. And you know, so basically just showing you the shocks aren't doing much shock absorption. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna stop that clunk. All right, so it looks like to get these, there are nuts right down inside here, and one on the outside for the sway bar. So it looks like the shock needs to come out first. Oh, wait a minute. Never mind, let's check that out. So the tops of those bolts are actually welded to that bracket. So we just got to loosen it from the bottom. So this one from the bottom is like 15, another 15. Shocks probably 17s. We'll worry about that afterwards. Let's get the sway bar dropped first. So need a 15 to get this out and get these two out on both sides. So let's do that. Okay, watch your ears. My glasses are on top of the car. And the bottom bolts. Oh, it broke. All right, we got one of them off, but the other one broke. All right, so this is what you got to resort to when stuff breaks. Good old vice grips. That should be a captive nut or captive bolt, but it didn't captive anything. Get that bolt out that side. Now we move over to the other side, and hopefully that side doesn't break. So you know that old adage of the last bolt's going to be the one that breaks or gives you problems? Yeah, this sleeve was rusted to the inner sleeve of the bushing on that. So that was a pain in the butt. Now I got to fix the end of this bolt because I had to use a hammer to get it out. Hammer, vice grips, and some PB blaster. And we got her out. So, fun times. So this is that captive bolt that decided to break loose from its little captive clip. So, good thing is we have a welder, so we can make that, we can fix that, ain't a big deal. So we're gonna do that real quick first. And then we'll get into assembly or disassembly of all this good stuff and reassembly of all the new stuff. So I kind of clean the surfaces up a little bit. I'm gonna use these vice grips just to kind of squeeze this thin metal back around a little bit. I'm not gonna tighten it too much, just enough to hold it in place. And then I'll throw some weld on it real quick. I think that'll hold now. It's ugly, but I didn't clean it well enough to do welding on it, but I think it'll work fine. Just needs to hold it in place while you tighten it. So yeah, it's ugly, so I'm gonna keep you back here, but see, it's not another little clip in there, but that's why it just broke loose from it, you know, thin metal, but that'll work to keep it on there. I just lost my light. All right, so look at these end bushings off. They're pretty easy. I don't know if these ones are split or not. They are not by the looks of it. Just slide them off. I'm gonna lube them up so they slide off a little easier. Same with these end links. You just work them off. You know what? We'll put new ones on. Let's make it real easy. We're going to cut the old ones off. That'll make it come off easier. There you go. So now it's like every other sway bar bushing I've ever worked on. So now for this one, you just gotta work it out and get it off. This 90 degrees is gonna be fun. Putting it back on. That's it. So that one's done. And that was our biggest problem. So now let's put the new one on. Okay, which way do they go? These are a little different than the original. Let me go ahead and put them on the flat side in. Oh yeah, that's gonna be a blast trying to get that on there. That's plastic. Oh boy. All right, I gotta figure out how to do this. I'll be back when I figure it out. Okay, so I think I did figure out the proper way to put on the, see there's a flat side here and then an, you know, not so full side there. This has a chamfer on it, so I think that's the way it's gonna start on. I'm gonna add some grease and I'll probably end up using a dead blow hammer to get it started at least. I have no idea how well or how easy it's going to go around the corner. We're just going to try it and keep on going with it, and hopefully it works. This is going to take a while. I don't know how long this is going to take. Oh, that was the corner I was most worried about. One more to go, and we're there. The hardest part is just kind of getting it started because it won't go on one way, but it goes on the other way, so we're good. All right, so that wasn't so bad. Cool. All right, we're good on that. So I'm gonna do the other side, and we'll get to installing it. All right, so is anybody else disappointed in the quality of today's parts? So this one went on fine. Squeezed around. Didn't do much damage, just kind of slid right on. This one, when I went and hit this curve, this corner right here, it effing cracked. Can you believe that crap? Hopefully it'll still be better than the old ones. I got these ones on. These are actually split like normal ones are. So, yeah. So that's where we're at with that. Now you just got to put it back in the car. Hopefully that'll hold up good enough till I can get another one here and get to do this all over again. One thing you got to do with the upper mounts is there's a sleeve here that needs to be pressed in there, which ain't too hard. At least not yet, so hopefully we'll be good. All right, I'm done with Moog, man. What the heck? Try to put the sleeve in, and it freaking shattered the freaking bushing. So how good could those possibly be? Well, while we're figuring out those stupid things, I gotta go to town tomorrow anyway, so hopefully I can find some in stock somewhere. I know AutoZone has at least one in, and I want to try CarQuest too, because I'm picking up some brake shoes for that tomorrow. But yeah, let's hope I can get those tomorrow. But I might as well move on to the shocks back here. You can see there's one mount right there, and the other one's over there. Looks like it's a 15 as well. So I'm gonna try gunning these off real quick. Hopefully they come right off. Well, let's see what we get. They're spinning. Let's see if this one will do the same. Yep, that one came closer. We gotta clamp down the inside of the shock a little bit. Let me see if is there room to do it? Of course not. Why would there be? So I have to grab something up in there. All right, so I got a vice grip up on there. Hopefully that'll hold it good enough. So let's try it again. Yeah, that's all it takes. So we got one off. Now move over to the other side, get that one off. All right, so we got that side off too. They came off real easy once you have them clamped down with something. So let's just try to, let's get in here. Another 15mm bolt, I think. Oh, these are 17s, aren't they? I don't know if we can get a gun on it or not. That was kind of nice for once. It came right out. And it is a 15mm. I see that now that I'm recording for everybody, this will come out as easy as the other one did. Nice. So that's simple. Still got the vice grip up on there. There you go. Shocks are out, and I get the new ones put in. All right, for these, just put one end of these on. So does it matter? It doesn't really matter. Put one end on, one washer on, and is the big side or the small side that goes in? How big is the hole? It's the big side. So the big side goes towards the car. So you see, like what I'm talking about, it's got a small side and a big side. That's the size of the hole in the trunk. So that's the one you want going up like that. So let's go put this in. All right, so I know it's gonna be kind of hard to see, but basically you want to start at the bottom. You can feed it into the hole a little bit there. And I don't know why the strap's on here because it's doing no good whatsoever. So, can I compress it? Oh yeah. So pop that thing off of there. And we'll just do it by hand. So let me get down on the ground here so I can go here. Stick it up in here. And the bolt goes through from the inside to the outside. I like to go above it so you can kind of, as it's squeezing down, you can get it lined up and get the bolt through. And it has another one of those washers or retainer clips on it. So it has to be tightened from the inside on the nut. Just be careful, don't let this thing spin around and get you. You know, you got to kind of hold it in place to start out. All right, so that's done. That's centered up there. Now I can move it on the inside. Let me see what I'm talking about, the size of the hole. Now the rubber fits it. You grab the other piece, and again, the big side goes towards the body of the car. It won't focus. So, like I said, the big side goes towards the car. It moved. How did it move all of a sudden? There. Okay, so it's back centered. So get that bushing on. And why is that not threading on? Is it a locking nut? It's not. I think it just went. Okay, so let's try gunning that on and see. So basically when you do these, you don't want the rubber grommet to go much bigger than much bigger than the washer itself. So that right there is about good. Expand it out. See how it expanded out a little bit, and that's about all more you want. So we'll do the other side now. All right, so we got both of them installed now. So the shocks are easy. Yep. Well, I just got back from CarQuest and picked up some new standard rubber sway bar end links for the Mustang. And these ones, the Moog ones, they need to go right where they belong, into the trash, because those are junk. Can't believe they broke like that. I mean, they just shattered as soon as you try to put them in. So I don't know if they were old or what, but yeah, that sucks. So let's get these open and put on. These should probably go on a lot easier too because they're a softer rubber. I checked them out at the store and they're good. Speaking of that, CarQuest. We have O'Reilly's, AutoZone, and CarQuest and Napa in Elk City. And I gotta take you along with me one of these days when I go to CarQuest again because, oh, does that look small? Because it is small. What the hell? Ah! All right, so the parts I got, whatever reason, the part that goes on the sway bar, this is a 22 millimeter sway bar. And when I ordered these, we specifically said 22 millimeter. And if you look at the part number, it's 50139. Well, I looked this part up on Rock Auto, and the 18 millimeter one is 50137. So it would make sense that the higher number would be the bigger freaking one, but I don't know. So I just modified it. I'm tired of waiting, so I just used the hole saw and drilled them out, and now they fit on there pretty much perfect. So just got to get them slid on there the rest of the way, and then we can get it installed in the car finally. All right, so let's get these things slid on here. Slid on, yeah. Gonna be some, I'm sure, some swearing, some grunting, some moaning. Get some grease on here to help along. Push that into location. Hopefully these ones don't like fall apart. Yeah, it slides on there once you get it past the first one. Oh yeah, so much easier. No clunking. These are actually pliable. The ones that we took out, they're around here someplace. They're like plastic almost. So I've noticed when you put it on, make sure that when you're going around one of these curves, you want the bar facing out of that curve because it goes right around it that way. And voila, so they go like this. And we're on. So now you can put these on, the end bushings. Let's see, front of the car is this way. I always like to put the split towards the front. I don't know if there's a special way of doing it or whatever. And I just put it on the opposite of what I was just telling you to do. So I put the split towards the front. Let's see. All right. Like that. Yep. Okay. One more to do, then we can put it on the car. I know it's got a split, and you can probably just plop it over this way, but these are stiff, so they're kind of hard to get over, so it's easier just to pull it around. But anyways, they're on. Let's get it put on the car now. All right, let's get this thing up in here. There's the 2 bolts up here, one on each side. That's where the end link goes. And these have those style of nut that has the stopper on it, so you don't have to worry about holding on to it with a wrench. As long as they don't break. Look, I lost the nut already. And stupid duck. And the end links, or the bushings, they go between this bracket right here. Should actually hang on there pretty easily. And because I gotta get the nuts that are hiding somewhere else. Well, the one good thing is all the nuts, all the fasteners for this are all 15 millimeter. Alright, so we got those on there. Oh man, I don't mess up the shot, but try that again here. Alright. This light's kind of big, so trying not to blind you all, so. All right, so just gonna tighten these down. see if my weld held up over here on the broken one. Let's say we're good there. Now tighten the end links. Okay, the weight's on there, so I was gonna say you usually want the weight. You wanna make sure the weight's on the car, on the suspension when you tighten these. I don't think it really matters on this style, but you never know. One more. And there you have it. One installed sway bar that no longer clunks. That's what I'm talking about. So that looks a lot better. And no more clunking, hopefully. If there is still clunking, then we're going to have to figure out why. Somebody's definitely been in this diff because they used clear RTV. What the heck? I know it had an axle leak seal at one point that the previous owner said they had fixed. I can smell it over on the passenger side. So I don't know how well it's got fixed, but let's take a look at that at some point, but it's not, I don't see any evidence of it dripping or making a mess, so not too worried about it. But we got the sway bar installed, even with the end links. First set that broke, and then this set that was the wrong size, but I modified it just by using a hole saw to make it fit. And so I don't think it's the fault of CarQuest. And I was saying earlier, before I realized those were too small, and I gotta take you along with me sometime for a trip down to CarQuest, because we have a Kragen, an AutoZone, and Napa, and the CarQuest is kind of hidden, but found it one day. They're not open on Sundays; they're only open half day on Saturday. But I happened to be in town one day, and I stopped and saw they were open, so I stopped in there just to check it out, and just see if they could get a lever for the parking or for the brakes on the GMC. But so yeah, stopped in there, and it is very reminiscent of an old school parts store. The only thing missing, they have a computer system. The only thing missing are the big catalogs in the little, the contraption on the counter. So we even had those when I worked at Kragen back in the day, back in like 2000. We still had the catalogs, which was nice. We had the computers, but the catalogs were there too in case we needed them. But yeah, that's definitely take you along with me next time I go down there, so I can show you. It's a typical little mom and pop store. It's pretty cool. I'm curious if CarQuest is a franchise where it can be privately owned, but I'll have to find out when we go down there again, and I'll talk to there's two guys that I've met so far that work there, and they're really cool guys. So, but anyways, I'm rambling on now, and this job here is done, so we get the wheels on and get this thing out of here. Well, not out of here because my wife parks in here, but at least we're done. No more clunking. All right, so that's gonna do it for this, quote unquote quick little repair on the Mustang. First we had the issue with the Moog end links breaking, and then the ones we got from SKP, they ended up being smaller, so I had to drill them out, which ain't a big deal. I just use this hole saw right here, and it worked perfectly. So, but that, anyways, so yeah, the sway bars repaired, new shocks, and no more clunk. So that's the important part. So if you like this video, go ahead and leave a like down there. Leave me a comment. Let me know what I can do better. Subscribe if you want to. And again, thanks for watching. Appreciate y'all being here. And until next time, I will see y'all later. Anything more to say? You happy I'm done?